Okay, Shalom Israel. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, the Harakah Kadash. God bless to the elders and apostles in Israel who will and teach well, to the Akians on the highways and byways, and those pushing this word in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in this truth. Now, when it comes to salvation and who salvation is for, we know, according to the scriptures, salvation is just for Israelites. End of story. You know, people who jump on the word all and whosoever and try to open it out, but we know salvation is just for Israelites. But when it comes to what you have to do to be saved, which is have faith and keep the commandments, and we do that to the best of our ability, this is what salvation is based upon. But sometimes people get too caught up on doctrinal differences, on things that can't save you. You know, an example of what I mean, something like, you know, I had a little, you know, I made a lesson on Ruth, you know, whether she was an Israelite or not. Now I teach that she is an Israelite, and you know, others believe that she's an actual Moabite. But the fact is this: whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, you knowing that ain't going to save you. It's not going to work as part of your salvation. And sometimes we misuse scriptures in the sense of, you know, when the scripture that was posted to me was, we should all speak the same thing. Now, we are speaking the same thing when it comes to salvation, because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Salvation, what we have to do to be saved. You know, do I need to know a particular breakdown to be saved? Or do I need to know that I have to fear the Lord and keep his commandments to be saved? And anytime we read the scriptures, that's what it comes down to, you know. Revelation 14 and 12, here are those that keep the commandments and the faith in Yahushai. Revelation 22, 14, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and enter into the gates into the city. And then when you read verse 15, those that's outside are all those that's breaking the law. You know, second is just 9, 7, those that shall be saved by their faith and by their works. You know, we're not going to be saved because, you know, we taught a particular breakdown, you know, or we're not going to lose our salvation if we got a particular breakdown wrong. And sometimes we have to think about what we're actually saying. You know, what is salvation based upon? You know, and we have to be using scriptures correctly to say we must all speak the same thing. Yeah, speaking the same thing based upon what? Salvation. Yeah, that's what our unity when we're speaking must be upon, not whether you're breaking down Isaiah this right, or, you know, unless it's pertaining to salvation. Now, when it comes to something like the mark of the beast, then I can say, yeah, we have to speak the same thing, you know, because that is pertaining to salvation, because the scripture tells you, you know, whoever takes that mark, that's it, you know, it's a done deal. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that when it comes to speaking the same thing. I think we misuse or misunderstand basic scriptures. Even when those things, that scripture was written, it was written to a specific church based upon issues that was happening in that church. It wasn't written to all the churches that Paul went to, you know. And that's what I wanted to touch on. What is salvation based upon? Is it based upon you getting a breakdown right or getting it wrong? Me getting a breakdown wrong ain't going to hamper my salvation as long as I'm fearing Yahweh and keeping his commandments. You know, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It don't say fear God and get your breakdown right. It says fear God and keep his commandments. Yeah? And sometimes we lose, you know, like I mentioned the other day, a little clip I saw. I was scrolling through the YouTube and I saw a little clip from Apostle Ta'ar, and it said, get the basics right. You know, no, was it master the basics, something like that? Yeah, more along that line, like master the basics. Because anyone that's going to challenge you is going to be upon the basics of the scriptures, not upon the deep things in the scriptures. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, you know. Let's get the basics right. The basics is what's going to save us, you know, and that is fearing Yahweh, keeping His commandments. These are the milk of the scriptures. Yeah, so with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to close out. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ahar Rakar Kadash, Kwam Sha'ala.